Well, that's why. Because it's from a third party, Jess. It's not from Amazon.
Yeah, I see that. Okay, it's muted.
Well, that's why. Because it's from a third party.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm muted.
Me too.
Me too.
Oh, and
Okay,
it looks like
cool.
we're live.
We are live. We are rolling. I got meat in my teeth. Anyway, welcome to another exciting, exhilarating, enthralling episode of Omnibros Live. I am your host this week. I've been absent for a couple of weeks, so I'm excited to be back. I'm very thankful for our buddies, Gio and Gabe, who filled in last week, and Gio, I think, 2 weeks in a row, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's awesome. Thank you so much for filling in while I was busy at work, basically. And yeah, with me, as always, I've got Mr. Hardcover Review himself.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
And I have everyone's favorite Omni Dog, Jess Bragg.
Hit him with the hind. What's up, dudes?
And so we've got a pretty good show in store for you. I'm kind of going in dry. I didn't do any prep before this one. All I know is we came up with the topic of women in comics.
Probably like 6 hours ago.
I think it was yesterday that we came up with it, but like it was just really spur of the moment. We're like thinking of stuff, and I think Gio said to do women, or was it you? I don't remember.
It was Gio.
Yeah, because of International Women's Day, and we were like, that's a really good topic because we haven't done an episode just completely about female characters in comics. So yeah. So we have that today, and then of course, as always, we're going to talk about the things that we got and the things that we read, and then I believe that everyone also wanted to talk about Logan.
We've all seen it.
Yeah.
We're going to keep it
Tuesday.
as spoiler-free as possible, I would assume.
Sure.
Give our general thoughts. Now, I already gave my review on Logan, so you guys can shoot over on my channel and check that out, but we're still going to talk about it.
Jess, did you want to talk about it for a second?
About Logan?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Let me think how to do it spoiler free. I thought that the acting in it was phenomenal, especially the little girl, X-23. She did a great job.
Did you cry?
I totally cried. My partner, who is a woman that I take to see, my wife doesn't like superhero movies, so I take another guy's wife. She didn't cry, and I mean, tears were just streaming down my face at that particular scene, and fortunately I brought Kleenex. But I thought it was really well written, really well acted. The plot was great. I loved how bad the bad guys were. I'm trying to keep it spoiler free here. I thought Patrick Stewart did a great job. It was just an exciting flick. It was a little. It started out kind of slow, but I mean, it sort of sucked me in that way. It was really exciting. It was just really well done. It was. I don't know. It was top notch. I just loved it.
Nice. I went and saw it, and I went to the Alamo Draft House out here because it's like the best theater, and I always like seeing the like pre-shows because they always play some fun little things, and they had like Wolverine fan-made fight scenes, but like from other countries. And they had some other like funny videos that you can find on YouTube, like the one where guys want Wolverine's powers and they go to like a surgeon or something, and then the guy's like, well, Wolverine has two powers. He has claws and he has a healing factor. Which one do you want? You can only pay for one. So they decide on the claws, which is obviously a horrible idea, as they are in excruciating pain. But anyway, all that aside, the movie I thought was really great. I am not without qualms with it. My main qualm is I wasn't the biggest fan of who was supposed to be like the main antagonist, like the main force against Logan.
He shows up in the last quarter of the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
not crazy about that. I
Without
feel like there's a
without
lot they
giving,
could have done instead.
without giving too much away, for a split second I thought it would be Dakin.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like they should have done instead.
It would have made more sense.
Here's
It
my
would've been
Wolverine
really cool.
Weapon X pop that I got. Doing, doing, doing.
I have one too. I think it's in the other room.
Chest hair.
Matt sent me one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Matt sent me one too.
as
Look at the
well.
chest hair there. I love it. And leg
Also-
hair.
Also, huge shout out from Matt for scoring me the Captain America pop from Hot Topic.
That is huge. That
Nice.
thing is hard to find.
But the movie otherwise, I thought it was great. I know some people have mentioned problems with pacing because it's a little slow. I expected it to be slow like that because it's more of a Western than like a straight up superhero action flick, just in style. And it worked extremely well. Like I was expecting something with a slow burn. I loved every character, like the way their actors portrayed those characters. Of course, you know, you have Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman portraying characters they've been playing for like almost 2 decades now, and they personify these roles now, and they continue to do so. And I think that it's a really good, like, it could act as a really great cap on the end of the X-Men franchise if they wanted it to.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I as a fan of the character and of X-Men comics and of comics in general, I highly recommended it. And I also had to correct a couple of geeks that were sitting next to me, who thought that a certain line in the movie meant that a character in there was related to Colonel Stryker. And I said, no, you're wrong. This is the character they're referring to. It's from this comic by this guy. And they're like, oh, okay. I'm like, all right, bye.
They didn't know they were sitting next to the encyclopedia of every comic written.
They sounded like they were pretty knowledgeable because they were sitting there talking about other stuff before the movie, and they were talking about Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Super, and I'm just like, cool. And then at the end, they say something, and I'm like, you're wrong, sorry, bye.
And I'm sure you said it just like that.
Well, not exactly, but close to it. It's not the first time I've done that either. There was a time when I saw the first Avengers movie, and this is stupid. This is really dumb. So if whoever said this, like, ever hears me say this, just know you are fucking stupid. But at the end of the first Avengers, when you see Thanos pop up,
Oh, I know where this
was like they were talking about, oh, who was that? Who was that? This one guy was like, oh, I think it's the Red Hulk.
What?
Like,
The Red Hulk?
I got Hellboy. Somebody said in my theater, I think it's Hellboy. I was like,
Oh, that's even stupider.
what?
so yeah, I was like, no, that's Thanos. Who? Thanos. So yeah, I've had to correct people in the theater before. That's my not quite evil Riley, but kind of an asshole Riley. But anyway, yeah, let's jump into what we've bought and or read the past week. I think I have a lot of stuff that I bought because it's been technically 3 weeks since I've done the show. So I don't know if y'all have as much stuff that you need to show off.
Nope.
Yeah, I have 2 weeks. I wasn't on last week, so I have a couple weeks.
Last week completely destroyed my wallet.
I have a feeling that we each have a couple of the same items.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, you guys can go ahead if you want, and then I will fill in with anything that I might have gotten that y'all may have not gotten.
Do you mind if I go first?
I don't mind a bit.
Okay.
I prefer it.
Since I'm on the Berserk hype train, I got volumes 9 and 10. Nowhere near as far as Riley has because he's got like 38 volumes of it, 37 volumes of it right now.
7.
But yeah, enjoying the hell out of it. I'm on volume 4 right now, digging it. I think you're on volume 4 as well, Riley. Are you just?
I'm on 7 right now. I started, but I'm on 7.
Yeah, last time I checked with you, you were on volume 4. Finished volume 4 this morning. I guess we're also talking about what I read. I'm still on it, digging the hell out of it. Griffith is really an interesting character so far. I'll talk more about that when we get to that segment later on. So I got that, and I also picked up Black Monday Murders because everybody has been praising this like crazy. It's Jonathan Hickman. Apparently, if you are a fan of True Detective and things like that, which I am a fan of season 1 of True Detective, they say this is definitely right up your alley. So I'm super, super excited to jump into this. I've heard great things. Jonathan Hickman's one of those guys where he could either be hot and cold with me. Recently, he's been on a real good hot streak with me, especially with East of West, with everything that he's been putting out. But yeah, really excited to dig into this. And that's basically the extent of what I picked up this week.
I thought I ordered Black Monday Murders, but I don't see it in my pile. So I'm gonna have to recheck. The first thing I got was my Red Lanterns Omnibus by Kirk Kiefer. So this was cool for me to get this bound copy with this particular cover. So I dug getting that. Then I got
Ooh, that's nice.
Uncanny Inhumans, which I'm looking forward to.
Is that Charles Soule?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I've heard it's pretty good.
With McNiven on art, so it's going to be good. Yeah. And speaking of the Inhumans, I got Karnak.
Nice.
Oh, I've been wanting to read that. Warren Ellis. Yes.
Yeah. I really want to read it. Guardians of the Galaxy by Valentino. The old Guardians of the Galaxy.
The OG Guardians of the Galaxy.
The OG.
That's the 90s.
Yep.
Yeah. Shang-Chi, Volume 3. Autumn Lands by Busiek, which I really like.
Yeah, I heard good things about that. I heard the art is incredible.
Yeah, it really is. And I just took a flyer on this because I love Deadpool. Deadpool Back in Black, where I guess the symbiote takes him over back to Deadpool's Secret Wars. So yeah, I got that.
That one's actually really funny because it's put together in the style like of an 80s comic.
Yeah.
So have little notes and stuff in there saying like, check this issue of,
right.
Pendus whatever.
Yeah, beware Klaatu the Accursed in Hulk number 306. Yeah, and I got the deluxe edition of Cosmic Odyssey by Jim Starlin, which I'm really psyched about. Another blind buy because I like the author and the artist, Tales from the Dark Side by Joe Hill, the writer of whatever that series is. I'm blanking.
Lock and Key.
Lock and Key, exactly. Same artist and writer.
Artist too, it looks like.
What's that called? I didn't know he did something else.
Tales from the Dark Side.
Okay, I'm going to have to definitely add that to my cart real quick.
It's a nerve-shredding reimagining of Tales from the Dark Side that never made it to TV. The dead are restless and refuse to stay buried. Ooh, that sounds good. So it's just the exact right size. This is something I can read in like an hour, which is what I need. Then I got a signed edition of Dreaming Eagles by Garth Ennis. And last but not least, I got the hardcover, oversized hardcover of Faith on the Valiant hype train. I love Faith, so I dig her, and that's what I got. Booyah.
I swear that I saw a Faith Deluxe that was the first 2 storylines, but now I can't find it anywhere, and I'm kind of disappointed because I'm worried that like that means there's only going to be the one Faith Deluxe that comes out, and I wanted all of it.
I don't know.
There's only one volume out, I thought.
Well, I think she had a second series. I'm gonna do a little.
She was a big part of the
Amazoning.
She was a big part of Harbinger when it first started out.
Yeah, I remember.
Right.
I read Harbinger the first time. Faith Valiant. Yeah, there's a
Hollywood and Vine?
4 volumes, or not 4, 3 volumes solicited on or showing on Amazon right now. Hollywood and Vine is volume 1, and there's both the standard and hardcover edition. And then there's California Scheming and Superstar. I think California Scheming starts up her actual ongoing series because initially it was, yes, that's correct. It was originally a mini-series.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll go back and do like a volume 2 that has the material from the ongoing or something.
God damn it, Valiant.
Yeah, I disappointed with that, but I'm probably gonna add it to one of my future purchases. As far as things that I got, like Luis mentioned, I did get every volume of Berserk. I had a little extra cash on the side, so I was able to afford that. And I was going at it pretty steady, like reading a volume every other day or so. And then I got caught up with work, doing some stuff over there because I was in basically part of a competition, a sales competition, and I got 3rd place, which doesn't give me the like top 2 get to go to an event and like get free food and drink and all that stuff, and I get like credit for my sales or something, but
You get a warm handshake and thanks for coming.
Yeah, well, I got everyone saying like, dude, good job, because it was like they do it every month, and this month was really like, or that last month at the airport was really, really crazy competition. Like it's like a points matrix, and you get points for different things that we do, and usually the people that are in the top 2 have like 8,000, 9,000 points, but they were having like 12,000 points of things, and I was at like 10,000 something. So I was at the point where if this was a couple months ago, I would have been number 1, but everyone was just like pushing at it so hard. But I got my goal was to get like at least number 3. So I hit my goal, and then I got to get out of the airport, and I'm back in town. I'm working actually right next to where my wife works, so now we can have lunch together and stuff.
Oh, nice.
And we're gearing down for South by Southwest.
Oh man, traffic.
When's that?
That starts this weekend, and it runs for like 3 weeks or something.
Oh, that's why I'm getting so much email about what to do in Austin.
Yeah.
And the traffic is insane, or at least what I've heard.
Yeah, it's going to get bad. A lot of people leave town during South by, specifically because of that. So, but it's good for our business. Like we run all the corporate deals of people that rent vehicles for the venue. So we've been delivering like large passenger vans for like the musical venues and the film festival things. So it's been really good. I've been doing a lot of corporate stuff.
How many points would you get for upselling me on satellite radio? Because I'm going to get satellite radio.
If I was at the airport, I'd get 75 points.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, I was number 2 on satellite radio sales as well.
Hit him with the hind.
Yeah, I think I discussed that. I was like, Jess, I bet you get satellite because of.
He's gonna get satellite radio.
But so anyway, yeah, I just went on a huge tangent. But I was talking about I got Berserk. I got all the volumes of that. I've read through volume 6, and it just gets better and better with every volume. Like the first volume, I was like, "This is cool." The second volume, I was like, "All right, let's go." The third volume, I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And then every single volume, I'm like, "It's like a drug."
It
Like
really is. It really is that second volume that hooks you. The first volume, I'm like, oh, okay, this is pretty good. I mean, I don't necessarily know if the hype is warranted or not. Then you get to the second volume, and you're like, oh shit, okay, there's a lot more going on here.
and then once you get like to the end of that whole first part, because I think isn't
Prologue.
volume 4 where it gets to like the Golden Age arc?
Yeah, well, no, you actually hit the golden age at the end of volume 3. I mean, volume 3 is considered the pro. Volumes 1 through 3 are considered the
Yeah.
prologue, and then you get into the golden age, which is considered apparently one of the best mangas of all time. Like those
Yeah.
those 4 through 13 are the volumes that are considered the golden age, and they're considered some of the greatest manga that's ever been written.
Wow.
After that, it takes kind of a dip.
But it's I thought it was brilliant the way that they did that with those first 3 volumes being a prologue, because it introduces you to the character and that world, and you get interested, and you're like, and then you start getting interested or introduced to like Griffith and stuff, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, because there's a point where it just goes just off the wall, and you're like, whoa, what the hell is all this? And then like it just throws you back, and you get to see Guts's past. And I thought it was brilliant the way that they did that, because now like I want to keep reading about his past, because I want to see how they all got to where they are, and I want to see what happens afterwards. Like I want to see where the story goes from there. So I'm definitely still hooked. Other stuff that I got a lot of the stuff that y'all got, like Uncanny Inhumans. I got the Guardians of the Galaxy by Valentino. Shang-Chi, and then I also got Daredevil, the Mark Waid one. So I'm currently trying to schlep off my first 2 oversized hardcovers for anyone who prefers those. And
the
then
omnibus that got Brendan Donnelly blocked by Mark Waid.
He's probably like, I have to block you because if I don't, I'm going to spill the beans.
That was like a year ago.
But I also got, and I showed this off a couple times, so I have to rearrange this because something fell on the group, but I got the Guardians of the Galaxy Marvel Select figures set.
Nice.
Those arrived one by one, and then when they finally all got here, I had this plan of sitting them on my shelf, and it worked beautifully, just perfectly. And then I too was sent a Wolverine Weapon X from Matt, and it was awesome. I have it, by my bed. And then I also have from Mr. Eric Stoffer. He wanted to send me some Alien comics because I was watching all the Alien movies and stuff recently. And so he sent me a copy of Aliens Defiance, which is the recent one by Brian Wood, as well as a couple of older books. There's Batman versus Aliens.
Oh, yeah.
Which
I
is
wanted to read that.
dope, by Ron Mars with Bernie Wrightson on art, which is
What?
cool.
Really?
And then
I love Bernie Wrightson.
this Terminator, one of the old school small paperback omnis from Dark Horse, and the artwork in this thing is just great. Like, I just think that is, well, that's not the best page to look at, but there's some fantastic looking stuff in here. It looks really good, and he told me like he wanted to get my thoughts on that because he really liked the stories in here. So I'm really looking forward to reading these. I've never read any of the Terminator comics, but I love the movies, like any other good fan of 80s sci-fi action movies is. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one. And it's got a lot of great creators in there. James Robinson, Matt Wagner, John Arcudi, Paul Gulacy. I think I saw some other art that I recognized in here. So I'm, whatever the fact, whoever's in there, I'm excited to check it out. And then, of course, the thing that both Luis and I got and have been wasting a lot of time on, the Nintendo Switch. I actually have my game right here
Ridiculous.
with Zelda Breath of the Wild, and
I gotta get that.
I have been loving this game. At where I am right now, I don't quite see the 10 out of 10 that everyone had given it, but at the same time, that's because I spent 5 days wandering around doing nothing. I got extremely distracted.
I see it. I love it. I
But
absolutely.
I can't accurately give a rating on it because I've only beaten one actual temple. So I have not progressed through the story like at all.
Do you play it mostly handheld, or do you play it on your TV too?
I played them all.
I think I've played it more handheld because I do it in bed.
Uh-huh.
And I also took it with me to work today and played for like my lunch break.
That's a really cool feature that you can do both
yeah.
TV and handheld.
I'm taking it to work tomorrow because we have to punch in grades. And you come into work tomorrow and they don't say anything to you. You just come in pretty much whenever you want. You can leave basically whenever you want, as long as you show up. So I already have my grades in. Everything's turned in. So I'm just going to show up tomorrow and I'm taking it to work with me. And I'm going to kill like 2 hours and then go.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that feature on there. And then, I mean, there's so many different, and it's so easy to move it from like TV to handheld too, because you just plop it in there, plug it in, and it's ready to go.
Yeah.
Like it's not like you have to switch anything. It just automatically pops up on the TV, and it's pretty comfortable. Like the controller's not bad for the handheld function. And even if you don't get like the Pro controller, it comes with that little dock thingy so you can play with the grip. So it works out really well. And the game,
but guys, if you have the cash, get the Pro controller.
I don't right now, so like
I do. I'm telling you, the Pro controller is the best investment for that thing. I tried with the thing where you stick the 2 Joy-Cons in and the grip.
Yeah.
And then I went with the Pro controller, and I can't go back.
That's for playing it on the TV?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it's kind of like a regular controller, like all in one piece. Looks like a PlayStation or an Xbox controller, as opposed to having like because you can have it with the 2 Joy-Con sides just on their own, and you can play it with those 2 pieces, or you can plug them into the little thing that it comes with, and that works out pretty well for me from what I've done. But just, like I said, I play more of it handheld, so usually I just play in bed. But that game is freaking huge, man. Like, and I keep going places where obviously I'm not supposed to have explored yet, and I get like fucked up by a giant centaur, or like,
oh, you don't have the powers yet to defeat him?
Like, I'm very weak right now. I'm extremely weak. And I like try to step up on a centaur. I was like, oh hell yeah, hey, what's up? And I tried to like cut him down, and he just like touched me, and I just died immediately. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, there's
crazy.
It's insanely dense, and like there are so many systems at play in that game, with systems and systems working on each other. Like yesterday, like, okay, if you're walking in the middle of a field and you've got a sword made of lightning, a sword made of metal, and there's a thunderstorm, you're gonna attract lightning, and the lightning can shoot down and hit you because you have that metal strapped onto you. And so yesterday there was this patch of moblins, and I just I snuck into the field. I threw a sword right in the middle of the field. I snuck back out, and I waited 2 minutes, and a lightning storm hit where they were at, and it lit all the fireboxes that were around it, and it blew up the whole encampment.
Cool.
It's ridiculous how crazy this game is.
And you also had a little adventure with a wild boar.
Oh, yeah. With a bear.
Oh, a bear. That's what it was.
It was about 1 a.m. last night, and I was just like, I couldn't sleep because I get really bad insomnia sometimes, and so like I was playing it, and I lit this field on fire, messing around because like I'm a pyromaniac apparently in video games, and all of a sudden I see this bear running out of the woods, and I'm like, oh shit, I just lit a bear on fire, and his ass is on fire. I jump on the bear, and then he goes running into another set of woods while I'm riding onto him, and I have a picture of this on my personal Facebook. And the bear lights all the woods on fire. He dies, and then I die with him.
This is what Nintendo intended with this game.
It's ridiculous.
This is what they wanted us to do. They wanted us to light bears on fire.
That's pretty creative.
There's so much more going on. Like if you're trying to climb a mountainside and it's raining, you slip.
Yeah, I got really annoyed with that many times, especially when I was trying to run away from a centaur. Fuck you, dude. I'm just trying to get out of here. And he's shooting like the lightning arrows at you, and they're like giant lightning arrows, so they're gonna hit you. And then he runs up to me as if he needed to actually run up to me. He could have just like thrown his sword at me, but he comes up to me and just like, whah!
Have you found a guy with the fire wand yet? Have you seen one of those guys yet?
Yeah, and I got the guy with the lightning wand too.
Oh man, the guy with the fire wand. I'm minding my own business, walking through the field. Tra-la-la-la-la. Then all of a sudden, hellfire starts raining down on me. I'm like, what the fuck? Where did this come from?
Yeah, I took that fucker out and took his wand.
I couldn't kill him. I couldn't kill him. I was trying.
I got pissed. I was like, you nasty motherfucker, I'm gonna kill you and take your weapon. That's one of the things. It's like, because they did that with Wind Waker, where you could take enemies' weapons, but you couldn't actually keep them, and they were never actually strong. You just like hit something a couple times and then you were done with it. But now you actually get to keep weapons until they break, and it's great.
Man, you guys are making me want to get this badly.
I mean, if you can't find a Switch, you can always just get the Wii U and the version on there.
I've heard it's pretty bad though, the Wii U version.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've heard it's like you could tell their focus went to the new system.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just got a PS4 to play Last of Us, so I really can't justify getting it. Oh, but it doesn't need justifying. Knowing me, I just do it anyway. But I can't find them anywhere. But I got to play Last of Us first. I got to focus on that.
Last of Us will break your heart.
Speaking of PS4, though, we also bought Resident Evil 7, so I've been playing that with my wife.
So good. I beat it. So good.
Oh, yeah. You stayed up till midnight to order it, right?
Me? For Resident Evil 7?
Yeah.
I stayed up till midnight to download it.
To download it, yeah. And you started playing it right away.
Yeah, just to play it right away. Because like I said, I rarely sleep as it is, which is kind of a good and a bad thing. It's good for YouTube because that means I get a lot of stuff done. It's bad for my health. But Resident Evil, man, that was really good. That was really, really good. I ended up finishing that, and my girl, she watched a good chunk of me play through that. Because she's actually one of those ones where she'll sit next to me and she'll watch me play something if she's interested in it. Like, she's watched me play through the entirety of the last Uncharted, and she loved it. But she's also a gamer herself. Like, right now, she's farther in Zelda than I am.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I bought it so that we could play it together, but then my wife
Your hair is the best right now.
my wife wants me to play because she doesn't like playing with the jump scares and stuff. So she's like, you can play, I'll just watch. And I think I'm almost done. I think we're almost done with the game. We played for like 12 hours or something, so we should be pretty close.
Did you make it to the tanker?
Yeah,
You're almost done.
I've finished like the whole flashback thing.
Okay, yeah, you're almost done.
Yeah, I figured, because I think I'm heading like towards the final boss. But it's cool because it reminds me more of like Silent Hill, in that it's like more puzzle oriented plus being first person stuff a lot of the time. I'm reminded a lot of Silent Hill 2 in particular.
Yeah.
More so than I am of any of the Resident Evils that I played.
Yeah, I want to go through it again, but that whole tanker thing, that kind of threw me. I hated the tanker mission. Like I was ready. I sped through that. I was ready to be done with it. But I want to go through with it. But now I've got Horizon, I've got Zelda, in like 2 weeks another Mass Effect comes out. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's too much shit to play.
Yeah, just Zelda's enough for me, and it's huge. But anyway, I guess we've been on here for like 45 minutes talking about other crap. So
we want to talk about what we read this week?
Oh yeah.
We went off on a big tangent.
Well, I kind of said what I read. That Berserk is pretty much all I read, plus some like regular weekly stuff. And any time that dialogue pops up on Zelda, I read that.
Okay, I'll go through mine really quickly. In preparation for Logan, I wanted to read some Wolverine and some X-23. So I finally read the Wolverine Omnibus by Mark Miller. It was great. I loved every single second of both stories. It was really good. I loved it. And yes, I know it's old, but I can't read everything. Even though I'm old myself, I can't read everything. And I read X-23 Nyx. This was great. I loved both stories in it. And I really dug the heck out of it. I can see why she's so popular. She's a pretty badass chick herself. Do you know where I go after this, Riley? After reading this?
You're gonna go. There's another miniseries called Target X.
Target X.
Yeah, X-23 Target X. It's a direct follow-up to that original X-23 miniseries. And it's got art by Mike Choi.
Okay.
He did some of the artwork in the Yoast Kyle X-Force series.
Oh, uh-huh.
So yeah, that would be the next place. And then after that, like, I'm just looking at the Complete Collection here. Complete Collection also has like a few single issues that are not that important. And then after that, you go to the ongoing X-23 series that Marjorie Liu wrote.
Okay, so that comes after what you just said, the Marjorie Liu stuff.
Yeah, it's Target X and then Marjorie Liu, her run. As far as like solo X-23 stuff, because she also appears in Uncanny X-Men and X-Force.
And then I read two other things. Vertigo series, The Kitchen. This is about Hell's Kitchen in the 70s. Irish gangsters get thrown in jail and their wives take over the mob in their place. And I really wanted to like this a lot because it sounds cool, the women mobsters taking over. But I was really disappointed. First of all, the artwork is not really very good. And the story could really use some fleshing out. It just seemed like it jumped all over the place. I was really kind of disappointed because I really wanted to like it. So this gets a pause down from the Omnidog. And then another book I read was Glitter Bomb, and I was really disappointed in this because this is a Matthew Sibley recommendation, and Matthew is an automatic buy. Anything he recommends, I buy. And I just found this to be really derivative and unoriginal, and I didn't think it was anything special. I apologize to Matthew if he takes it personally. I just didn't dig it. It didn't strike a chord with me. It just seemed like I'd seen it all before. So that's it for what I read. That gets a pause down, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So that's it for me.
As far as I go, I mean, I've already talked about it. You guys know Berserk. I'm still on the Berserk hype train. 4 volumes down, and it continues to impress. It's really one of those series that it gets better as it goes along. And like you said, Riley, they do something really smart after volume 3, and they show you Guts' past. I think that's a good move on his part because you're 3 volumes into it, and you're at this point, it's for me at least, I was like, I'm not entirely sure if I like this character or if I can even understand where he's coming from. He's kind of an asshole. And then he pulls the rug under you. You meet Griffith. You meet the main antagonist. In probably the span of about 30 or 40 pages, he totally flips what you thought the manga was about. And he introduces a lot of stuff. And then you start getting his backstory, and you start understanding his character, and you start understanding why he doesn't like to be touched, why he has this attitude that he has. It's really good. And it continues to impress all the way through. I can't honestly. I can't wait to see where it goes, and I can't wait to see. I just got to the part where we're really starting to introduce. We've introduced Griffith, and we're really starting to see his relationship in relation to Guts and how that first interaction went, and how Guts became one of his basically mercenaries, and I'm really digging that.
Cool.
And that's about the extent of what I read this week because I've been super busy getting ready for spring break.
And you're going to Japan for spring break?
No. Japan is something that I'm aiming for next year. Maybe
Next year.
Yeah, we're looking at next summer, so it'll be a while.
I hope we don't lose you to Japan. It sounds like we might.
Yeah, I'm starting to learn Japanese a little bit too. Not the best at it, so.
Nice.
So I guess now we can go into the main topic then, right?
Yes.
Okie doke.
So, main topic for tonight is women in comics. Particularly wanted to talk about some of our favorite female characters in comics. Because of International Women's Day, which I guess was it a couple days ago?
I think it was yesterday.
Yesterday, a couple days ago, something or other. Anyway, it's a timely episode, and it's something we haven't done yet. So it was meant to be. That's what it was. So I'm going in dry. I don't know who I'm going to talk about. I'm just going to wing it when we get to me. But either you guys can go ahead and chime in about whatever you want to talk about as far as favorite characters or importance of the women comics or that kind of thing.
Okay. You want to start, Luis?
Sure. The first thing that I'm going to be talking about is, of course, she is very popular right now, and she has been the of a lot of controversy for, I guess, some people. Of course, I'm going to talk about Lady Thor by Jason Aaron.
Nice.
Awesome series, fantastic series, and I know. Don't tell
Lady
Jess
Thor
what.
cop.
Yeah, me and Jess the new show. Jess got another statue.
Don't tell anybody, but yeah, I ordered the Lady Thor statue from Sideshow. I'm gonna have a really hard time explaining that one.
Yeah, that's so. If you've got any advice for him,
Or a place for me to stay.
You got away with Red Sonja, pal, but I don't know how you're gonna get away with this one.
Well, I promised that Red Sonja was the last one, so I'm really fucked.
So, but Lady Thor is a fantastic character. I love this series so much. Jason Aaron continues his fantastic Thor series. And I remember when this first came out, there was a lot of people were really pissing and moaning, and they were saying, "Oh, Lady Thor, it's just a gimmick from Marvel Comics. It's not that great of a series, and all this other stuff." Jason Aaron's telling a story, and I gotta be on. It's one of the few Marvel titles that still has me engrossed. If you don't know who Lady Thor is, spoilers, it's Jane Foster.
It's a great surprise.
Yeah, it's a really good surprise. And I remember for a while, like it went on for a long time. People were going, "Who the hell is Lady Thor?" And Jason Aaron kept it really close to his chest. And there was a point where Thor is literally scratching off names from a list, going, "Who the hell is Lady Thor?" And you meet Jane Foster, and you find out Jane Foster is dying of cancer. And every time she turns into Lady Thor, it pretty much takes all of the impurities out of her body out. And unfortunately, that power sees the chemotherapy that is in her system as an impurity, so it flushes away all the chemo in her body, and she is dying slowly because of it. I haven't gotten any farther than this current book, and so I don't really know. Well, obviously she's still alive, but I don't really know if she's 100% dealt with the cancer yet or not. But it's a really great series. Jason Aaron writes a hell of a Thor. If you were a fan of what he was doing with Guy Thor, for lack of a better term.
Guy Thor.
Yeah, Guy Thor. The main Thor that we've known for like the past 40 years. Then this continues that story, and it really is awesome. I personally think it's one of the best Marvel titles on the stand. Really great art by, I believe, Russell Dauterman, and it continues to impress every single time. I dig this so much.
Yeah, that is cool.
She is the epitome to me of one of the strongest female characters that Marvel has, and major props to Jason Aaron for basically just writing a character that it doesn't matter if she's male or female. She just is a character. She just is who she is. Gender really doesn't play a role in it.
Yeah, she kicks ass totally.
And Jess?
Well, I picked a couple books. First of all, I love Catwoman, so I focused on Selena's Big Score. I just think, which actually Darwin Cook autographed this, so that's cool. I didn't get it in person; I had to buy it secondhand. But I love Catwoman. I think she is one of the strongest characters. I love how DC has her being Batman's kind of lover and main antagonist, and how she knows his secret identity and calls him Bruce and everything else. And I love that Batman's smitten with her, and that she plays with him basically. Like they have a thing going where she has him chase her all over the city because she thinks it's fun. But in Selena's Big Score, you don't really see the bat hardly at all. It's mostly about Selena trying to make a big score, stealing something from a train, and Darwin Cook really nails it in this book with great art, great characters, and Catwoman is very strong, always quick thinking on her feet. I love the fact that they now have her. Sometimes she's a good gal. She's not always. She's still a thief, but she seems to be on the right side of things. So I've always liked Catwoman, and I like it. I like how they have her evolve from what she was in like the 60s and 70s. Having been a longtime DC reader, I remember when Lois Lane was just this, head over heels in love reporter with Superman. She was constantly getting herself into scraps that Superman had to get her out of. And I just, now Lois Lane is much more badass than she was. I guess in Rebirth, she's married to Superman. I haven't followed Rebirth, but I did read Lois and Clark. And she takes on Inner Gang writing an expose, so she's a strong female there too. Another couple of recommendations. And are people hearing that? Am I back? Am I reverbing?
I can hear it very loudly.
Huh.
Very faintly.
Okay, this is a humanoids book. Oh, that is really annoying.
Hello? Nick?
Yeah. This is Myths, Better Living Through Crime, humanoids book. I'm going to keep my recommendation short because I'm reverbing and I may check out and check in. But this has a very strong female protagonist in it. Great humanoids book. And a really fun read from Dark Horse is The New Deal, which the main character is a thief like Catwoman, very swift on her feet, and it involves the bellboy and a housekeeper in this hotel, and it's just really fun with clean art. And I highly recommend it. She's a very strong female protagonist. And oh wait, the reverb went away. Wonder what happened. Okay, good. It's by Jonathan Case, and I love this book. Oh,
It's back.
God damn it. Okay, I'm going to check out and check back in. But I highly recommend The New Deal. Really good book. And it's cheap too. So I'm checking out. Oh, did we lose Luis?
I think it was him. He
Oh,
muted and realized that it was him.
okay. Well, good. That leaves you to talk about. Do you know what you're going to talk about yet?
So man, there's so many good. One thing I'm really happy about in the past like several years is the push for prominence of female characters in a lot of comics, and I feel like Marvel's done a lot more of that with pushing out new ones. DC's done a lot of continuing to focus on the ones that they've already had focus on, like, you know, Wonder Woman, Power Girl, Starfire. I'm just thinking about recent series that we've had. Of course, Harley Quinn and Catwoman. Um, they recently had a female Green Lantern pop up, Jessica Cruz, and that series has done really well. And it's cool because we have these two new Green Lanterns leading this one book. Of course, Simon Baz is not quite as new as Jessica is, um, but she's been a really great addition because she's a character that struggles with her own anxieties, uh, and that's even further pushed by the fact that now she's expected to be a superhero, so she has anxiety about that. Um, but Marvel has, I think, has really done a lot to push characters that weren't really in the spotlight before, or give us new female characters, not just, you know, a female character, but a lot of female characters that are from minorities and who are of different age groups even. We've got, of course, there's been a lot of focus in the past couple years on Squirrel Girl, Spider Gwen, and now even Gwenpool is a new one, who came out of completely left field as a complete surprise because her series is actually really cool.
It's fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's seriously a lot of fun. Um, and I, of course, another huge one that they introduced in the past few years was Kamala Khan, which is a great new character because not only is she a female character, but she's a Muslim character and she's also a teenage character, which is just a triple threat in my books as far as something that I'm interested in reading about. Oh gosh, what do I have? And then of course I mentioned Squirrel Girl. She's been pushed really far as well. And that series, one of the reasons I think that series is great is because if you look at the letter pages, it's attracted so many young kids. Like there's always cosplay pictures of little girls in like Squirrel Girl costumes. And it's like I'm really happy that there's a mainstream Marvel comic that's being written that's good for kids. It's funny, it's silly, it's endearing. The character is relatable for them, um, and it's something that, you know, maybe a parent who, like a dad who goes to the comic shop all the time and gets his own books, can buy that book for both he and his kid to enjoy together. So they're putting out books for people of all, you know, audiences, and it's working out really well. Um, and I hope that DC also pushes that a little bit more. They've been doing a decent job of it, but I think they can do a little bit better of job. Um, of course, if I was to talk about some of my favorite female characters in comics, a lot of it's going to go back to some of the X-Women. In particular, one of my favorite X-Women of all time is Kitty Pryde. Kitty's always been a point of interest for me as a character because of the fact that she was the kid, she was the young one of the X-Men for the longest time, and you really got to see her grow up. And I know, like, you got to see the other X-Men as teenagers and stuff, like they all joined as kids, but Kitty was interesting because she was the youngest member, and she was actually younger than some of the New Mutants whenever they started. But she was an X-Man. She wasn't a New Mutant. So she's a really interesting character with an interesting background, that I've loved following throughout the years, and I love seeing her in every media that I could. She just had always an interesting relationship to all the other characters. She was one of the young girls that was kind of one of Wolverine's proteges. She had romantic relationships with multiple characters. Specifically, the first one that everyone knows is Colossus, Peter Rasputin. They had a fantastic relationship in comics. And I think that her characterization is just impeccable and has continued to be, because now she's grown and she's not the young teenager anymore. She's an adult. She's one of the main members of the team. She has been for years. She's a teacher. She's a leader. She's really grown into herself, whereas a lot of different characters have kind of been stagnant for a while. I've seen a lot of evolution for Kitty, more so than I think a lot of the other ones. And there's so many other like X-Men, great X-Men female characters. There's Storm, of course. You've got Emma and Jean. Siren.
I love Emma.
Emma is she's something else.
I love her.
It was a really big thing to have her become the new focus in the X-Men, rather than focusing on Jean, continuing to give focus to her whenever Morrison was doing new X-Men, and have Scott and Emma all of a sudden have a thing together. And Emma's so different because she's not your typical hero.
I would say she's kind of the polar opposite of Jean in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah, she's completely like, Jean's much more reserved. She's much more of a polite, kind person, and Emma just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
she's a bitch and she knows it and she owns it.
Totally.
But and she also like continues to, because they introduced her, the whole Hellfire Club, all the women in there wear lingerie basically, and she continued to do so. She continued to do that even when she was supposed to be a superhero. She was like, fuck it, I'm wearing lingerie, I don't care. And it's great, it's fantastic, because like I don't see it anymore as this sexualization of her character. That's who she is. She's open, she's public, that's just who she is about herself, and that's how she feels like portraying her body. It's not even a sexual thing anymore.
Yeah, I'm looking at my statue, my sideshow statue of her, and yeah, she's in lingerie. She's got like a corset top and a bikini bottom.
Yep.
And that's it.
Does she have like stockings,
and a cape,
garters?
And stockings, yeah, and stockings and a cape.
And she'll wear that like
and gloves,
with fur around it.
Yeah, it's got a fur collar or something.
Now, question: did you read this week's X-Men?
No, I haven't read anything for the past 2 weeks yet.
Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna say anything.
I already know.
Okay, how'd you feel about it?
I think really.
Yeah, I mean they've been building towards it for a while, so it makes sense in a way.
But I mean, you're going into a new era of the comics now, where everything's kind of going with a clean slate. So anything that happens right now is about to change anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just hoping that this era can last more than 2 years.
Yeah,
because I mean, before the era that lasted from post Avengers versus X-Men all the way to Secret Wars was pretty great as far as X-Men books go. There was a lot of really good stuff that came out during that period, and that was like what, 3-4 years or something worth of comics. I know people all say it's like, oh, it was Marvel Now and then all new Marvel Now and Avengers Now and whatever, but that was all one solid era, because it was all the same creators working on the same books.
Yeah, we got Wolverine and the X-Men. We got Uncanny X-Force. We got a lot of good stuff out of there. I'll admit that I even enjoyed parts of AVX.
There was the Hickman issue was great.
Yeah, there were parts that I enjoyed, and I'm not an event guy.
Let me just give a shout out to Medusa right now, because I still have this picture of the smoking hot Medusa that's going to be on TV. I just wanted to stick her mug right in here. Okay, go on. I just love her.
Oh, Medusa's dope. Medusa, I love Medusa as a character because there's so many times in recent years with the Inhumans when Black Bolt has been just absent. He's been, dead, out of commission. He's been absent. And Medusa has not skipped a beat.
No,
He's like, I'm HBIC. I'm head bitch in charge. Whatever. Like,
she runs the show.
yeah, like I'm doing it. I'm doing everything here. These are all terms that my wife says on a consistent basis. So when I say this, I feel like I can get away with it.
Head bitch in control.
Head bitch in charge, HBIC, and boss ass bitch, BAB.
The opinions of Riley Moore do not affect the thoughts of hardcover reviews and just brag.
Somebody wanted to see
Kidding, man.
a bombshell statue that I got of Mira. So let me see if I can show Mira here, because Mira is really awesome. Let's see, there she is. And the detail on Mira is so good, they've even got painted toenails on her. I mean, that's pretty awesome detail right there. She's a great match with Aquaman, and that's a great bombshell right there. There's my Catwoman and Harley and Zatanna.
And
With John Constantine as a rabbit smoking.
Gio just passed out right now. And
right,
yeah.
with Mira and Zatanna.
But all these great characters, though, I could talk about like for hours about every character and why they're so great and why these females are great. But I want to highlight, I think, the greatest woman in comics that has ever lived and ever will live is probably
Ma Kent.
What?
Ma Kent.
Well, she's great, but I was gonna say, Karen Berger.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Karen Berger is she is the HBIC of all comics. Like
Yes,
anyone else just is at her toes because she has the Rolodex that will rule the entire comic industry. She has connections to every and any huge creator out there. And if she doesn't already have connections to them, she will get a connection to them because they want to be connected to her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how
good
fucking
point.
important she is.
I'm excited to see what she's going to do at Dark Horse.
Yeah. And those who don't know who Karen Berger is, I recommend you go and look at what she's done. She was the editor in charge of Vertigo Comics for the majority of Vertigo's life until a few years back when she stepped down and Shelley Bond stepped in. And Shelley Bond is no woman to be scoffed at. She has almost as much under her wings as Karen Berger ever did. And recently, Karen Berger was, like Luis was mentioning, she was announced to be starting up her own stuff over at Dark Horse. So she's going to be doing a ton of stuff over at Dark Horse. But as well, we also found out that Shelley Bond also left Vertigo and is now going to start up her own imprint for creator-owned books at IDW. So
I didn't know that.
Two of the most powerful women who have ever worked in comics are now starting their own lines at two other publishers, and shit's about to get real. Like,
guys,
if you guys thought that there was a lot of great stuff like at Image the past several years, it's going to go down. Like, this is the Renaissance.
Yeah, I'm looking at her Wikipedia. Karen Berger, she was her catalog of what she worked into comics is insane as editor-in-chief. Like, most people would kill to have that background. She's done Sandman. She's done, what else? Preacher, Why the Last Man. Basically anything from the 1990s into the late 2000s, Karen Berger had a hand in.
If it was interesting at DC, she had a hand in it.
Yeah.
If you liked it, she was responsible.
And from what I've read, she ruled Vertigo with an iron fist. Like if you tried to, like if you were late, if you were behind on things, she would not hesitate to drop you quick. Neil Gaiman tells this great story where I believe it was the cover artist for Sandman. He was like 3 or 4 issues late, or 3 or 4 months late with covers, and Karen Berger calls him up, and he basically said, "Well, what are you gonna do? You're gonna fire me?" And Karen Berger straight up said, "Yeah, I'll fucking fire your ass." She had the covers by the next day.
This is Dave McKean she's calling?
Yeah. He had the covers by the next day. Like, and according to Neil Gaiman, they never spoke about it again.
Good for her.
She's like, to put it in like film words, she's like Kathleen Kennedy as a producer, but in the comic world. And Kathleen Kennedy, she's had her hands on most of the movies that you probably love from the 80s and on. The, you know, Raiders of the Lost Ark, E.T., Gremlins, the other Indiana Jones movies. I know she was the Goonies. I think I know she did Force Awakens and Rogue One. Other Star Wars movies, I believe, the previous ones, Jurassic Park. Like, that's the kind of person that we're talking about with Karen Berger, and to a lesser but just as awesome extent, Shelley Bond. And Shelley Bond just looks awesome.
She didn't have anything to do with Space Jam, unfortunately.
You know, maybe not, but Space Jam was that anomaly that still stands on its own as one of the greatest movies of all time.
Clearly.
Whether you choose to acknowledge it as such or not, it still exists as one of the greatest movies of all time.
Absolutely. It's like Schindler's List, Space Jam.
You know, Schindler's List did not have a hybrid of live action and animation. Nor did
Schindler's List did not have Bill Murray to come in the third quarter to save the game and the universe.
It didn't have the greatest basketball player of all time.
No,
Well,
Schindler's List was sadly lacking in basketball skills.
Yeah, no, it really was. In fact, I think it would have been a lot better if at the end of the game, at the end of the movie, they resolved all their problems with a game of a horse.
Intergalactic basketball.
You know the whole concentration camp thing? Horse.
The comments of Hardcover Review do not reflect the opinions
right
of Riley or Jess.
Wow, that got dark real quick.
Yeah, it sure did.
But anyway, Karen Berger, she was amazing. I'm trying to find a list of everything she's done.
It's not in her Wikipedia?
No.
That's weird.
She's had so many books that it's freaking ridiculous.
It should, I mean, the Wikipedia should just say, like, everything that happened at Vertigo from the beginning until 20 whatever.
Yeah, I mean, here's just a small snippet. Fables, Hellblazer, The Invisibles, 100 Bullets, Preacher, V for Vendetta, Why the Last Man. The list goes on and on.
I need to get V for Vendetta in absolute form.
I do too. Space Jam 2, no, Space Jam 2 is not going to happen. It doesn't need to happen.
It would just taint the original. I think it would just make the original worse. You know, my biggest regret in all of life is that I didn't grab that Blu-ray Steelbook copy of Space Jam when I saw it.
It's a damn shame.
Now I just have to sit here and wonder if I'll ever see it again in my short and sad life.
You have to wonder. You have to live in what ifs now. There you go.
Hey, where are your marvelous specs, Rye?
I took them off. They're in the other room. I didn't feel like getting them.
Well, you have treated us to 14 different hairstyles tonight, so that's pretty good.
Jess, you still haven't watched Frailty. I'm so
No,
disappointed. Jess, come on.
I have had the worst week as far as stuff that I've had to do. Next week is much smoother. I'll be able to watch all the Planet of the Apes movies. I'll be able to watch Prometheus, and I will definitely watch Frailty.
Yeah, Frailty was the. For those of you that haven't seen the new show, it's on it's on my Patreon. Jess has homework. He's had like about 5 weeks to watch like 3 different movies, and he still hasn't done it yet.
I am ashamed. I am not worthy.
And the thing is, each week we bring up like a new movie in relation to like the news we talk about, and we add it onto the pile of movies Jess needs to watch, and it just keeps getting better. We're up to Prometheus right now, the 2 new Planet of the Apes films, and Frailty. Frailty being at the top of the list that I really recommend you watch. It was directed by Bill Paxton, and it's an awesome film.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that next week. Maybe this weekend I'll start. I got a good, clean weekend. So I'll like 8 a.m. Saturday, I'll start watching.
Yeah. Frailty's on Netflix for those of you that are out there. And if you want a real good like Saturday stay-at-home movie or a Friday stay-at-home movie, sit down and watch Frailty. It's fucking great. I love that movie.
All right,
I might be playing Zelda though, so
I don't have Zelda yet, so I'm free to explore the universe of movies. And I haven't hooked up my PS4 yet. I'm going to be able to slide that in without my wife knowing because she'll think it's my old Xbox.
Yeah, just say it's like a printer. It's a new printer.
It's going to go where my old Xbox One was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she won't know.
So Matt Miranda's coming in clutch. Send me a link on Facebook for the Blu-ray Steelbook Space Jam 20th anniversary.
Oh, nice.
I didn't even have to look. I was about to look for it myself.
There you go, Riley. You no longer have to live in what is.
Yeah, Matt's big into steelbooks. What's happened?
I'm still here. I was just admiring the Steelbook.
Oh, you have a link on it?
Yeah, he gave me a link for it. I have it, and it's on Best Buy for $10 right now.
Oh, sweet! Your dreams can come true for $10.
I know. Like my entire world could be the greatest place that ever existed. Also, I need to continue because I was doing my Alien Predator movie watch-a-thon or whatever, and I was watching Prometheus, and then my wife came home and she was like, I don't want to watch this, and put something else on. And I was like, damn it. And then I never continued watching it. And I kept getting distracted, and now I've like not I fell off the train.
I gotta see Frailty before I see Prometheus.
I would say, I mean, you don't have to, but out of the scale of greatness that I'm recommending right now, Frailty is the one that I recommend you the most.
Because I'm jonesing to see Prometheus and those Planet of the Apes movies. Is Frailty science fiction or is it?
The Planet of the Apes movies are really good.
You look like a pop star from the '80s with that hair.
I'm it's the Doomlock. I'm Glenn Danzig.
Oh man. Okay, well I am going to get to movie watching this weekend for sure.
I don't believe it. I believe that next week we're going to come in here and be like, all right, Jess, what did you do this last week? And you're going to be like, I ordered another 5 statues, looked at food that I'm going to get when I go to Austin, and I read 3 more comics that I didn't like. And then we're going to be like, oh, cool, did you watch, any of those movies? And you're going to be like, no, but I did watch Space Jam.
This is my weekly struggle on the news show. Jess, did you watch this movie? No, I didn't get to watch it yet.
I am such a disappointment to you guys. You guys know me so well. God damn it.
This is a new segment. Like, what did Jess not do?
No, I am gonna. Oh God, now the challenge, the glove has been thrown down. I gotta watch them now.
The gauntlet was thrown down a month ago.
Now you're totally challenging my man.
There is no gauntlet.
Let's just make Jess feel bad about not having a Switch.
Yeah.
Then he'll go to the ends of the earth to finally find one.
Yeah, there was 2 left on Amazon. And they were neon blue and neon red Joy-Cons. That looks cool.
Okay, but Jess, have you at least seen Demolition Man?
What is that?
Oh, Jess.
Demolition Man. Don't start piling on the movies. I haven't even seen the first thing yet.
That's
Right.
the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, isn't it?
No, so shame on you both. The one with Sylvester Stallone.
What am I?
Taco Bell?
I think I'm thinking of The Running Man.
Running
Yeah, you are
Man,
thinking.
yeah.
I think you are. With Taco Bell, it's like the one fast food company that survives the post-apocalyptic future. They rebuild everything.
Well, fucking obviously, because Taco Bell is the greatest fast food joint.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it has Wesley Snipes in it.
He runs a
You
Taco
guys have
Bell?
never seen Demolition Man?
Don't pile on.
Frailty either.
Oh my gosh! Like, okay, sidebar here. Wesley Snipes in Demolition Man has the most badass villain name out of any movie I've ever heard of. Simon Phoenix. Come on, that's a pretty badass villain.
And who's the good guy?
Sylvester Stallone. Or Sylvester Stallone, Simon Phoenix. Hold on, it's been a long time since I've seen Demolition Man. You guys have never seen The Three Shells.
Sylvester Stallone was John Spartan.
Yes! God, if there is a name that epitomizes the 90s more, it's John Spartan for an action movie.
Brendan Donnelly is saying I need to see Delicatessen. What is that movie?
I'm gonna guess, just by the name,
Delicatessen?
about a guy who runs a deli, but he also kills a bunch of people and keeps them in the freezer and like shaves the meat off of the person. And uses that meat. Like it's like a modern version of Sweeney Todd.
Really?
Let me see if I was right.
Well, yeah, tell me what Delicatessen is about. I still haven't seen Arrival either. I really want to see Arrival.
It's cool. I've never seen Forrest Gump.
French, 1991, post-apocalyptic black comedy film. Let's see. Dilapidated apartment building, post-apocalyptic France. Food is in short supply and grain is used as currency. On the ground floor is a butcher's shop run by the landlord who posts job opportunities in the hard times as means to lure victims to the building, whom he murders and butchers as a cheap source of meat to sell to his tenants.
Holy smoke, you got it!
Wow, good job.
You nailed it! Oh, how'd you do that? That's like a superpower.
Be like, this book is called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What's it about, Riley? Probably about some turtles and they're teenagers. They're also mutant and they happen to be ninjas. Fuck. He's good.
We've gone so far off track. It's not even.
I don't even care. I'm having a good time.
This is really fun.
The point is that Karen Berger was the most important woman that ever existed in comics, and everything else exists because of her.
That's actually
is
not
true.
that far off.
That is true.
That is not that far off, actually.
No.
Just as I predicted the plot of Delicatessen, I've also predicted the plot of this show and the reasoning behind what we're doing.
Okay, Jess, have you seen Terminator 2 at least?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I saw that in the theater when it came out.
All right.
All right, stop showing off, Jess.
How about you? Have you seen West Side Story?
I have never seen it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's my favorite movie of all time. West Side Story is the best.
I've seen Grease.
Never seen Grease.
You got to see West Side Story. You got to see My Fair Lady.
God, a new Patreon segment. Lewis hasn't seen shit.
Yeah.
Why just watch a random movie and tell you guys about it?
Yeah, you're jamming me up.
Random people who's never seen Star Wars.
You have homework now. You got to see West Side Story.
I do. Everybody keeps telling me I need to watch West Side Story.
Oh my gosh, it's so great. So great. Still my favorite. I'm still in love with Natalie Wood from that.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to see that, and I need to see Moonlight and La La Land.
La La Land's great.
Yeah, I keep hearing it's fantastic.
I loved it.
Yeah, I really liked it too. And now I feel like I should feel bad about really liking it because after like award season was done, it's like not cool to like it anymore.
What, La La Land?
Yeah, and I'm like, well, fucking shit. I watched it before award season and I liked it, and now I feel like I'm being judged for my opinion.
It
Because
was
it's not
great.
cool to like it anymore. It's cool to dislike the things that everyone else likes.
I got out of that movie and I started swinging on light poles and trying to get my wife to dance with me and whistling and stuff. I was completely geeked on that movie. I love that movie.
Yeah.
It was so fun, and the argument they have towards the end is so raw and real. It's so well done.
And it doesn't give you the ending you want. And I was like,
Yeah,
damn, that fucking sucks, but this is great.
yeah.
Ryan
Yeah.
Gosling dies in a car accident.
Yes. Well, no, it did not give you that ending that you wanted, Luis.
Okay.
Well, while we're off topic, like every fucking post in the group,
I like how people in the chat aren't even like, yeah, just don't get back on topic. Just fuck it. Keep going with this.
Yes, I've seen A Clockwork Orange. I loved A Clockwork Orange.
Never seen it.
there's a giant penis statue. You should watch it.
Yeah,
Really? Is that the movie where they have like the eyes pried open and they keep
Yeah.
like? Okay.
They try to reprogram him.
It's some good shit. But while we're off topic, we had a hell of a good like solicitation of books this past week.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
I was sitting on the toilet and I would have shit bricks already. So good thing I was sitting on the toilet because the bricks got shat.
I'm pretty sure Gabe popped a boner when he saw all that '90s goodness.
Oh yeah. And I think you were like, you said something. I didn't read the whole chat, but you said something about like no one caring about X-Force Volume 2, and then I popped in and I was like, guys, X-Force Volume 2.
No, I commented on the link and I said, who the fuck is asking for an X-Force Omnibus Volume 2 from the '90s? And there was like 10 people that are like, I am. I'm like, well, shit, I guess there's a market for it. All right.
I think it was one of the top requested, like the top 50 list that they do every year. I think it was on there.
I don't get it. I'm sorry. I just don't get it.
How good is Marvel at following through on solicitations? We know that DC just canceled Aquaman, which is crazy, the Aquaman Omnibus.
Well, DC is a pile of ass, but
So
DC's pretty bad at it. Marvel's pretty much on top of it.
okay, so if I have World War Hulk and all the trades that go with it, which is a big stack of books, and I'm going to donate them to, is it safe for me to donate them to a school because you're sure the omnibus is going to come out, or are they going to cancel it randomly like DC does?
all signs point to yes, you're good to go, because personally, I've never seen a book canceled from Marvel. Maybe someone else has, but I don't recall it.
Okay. I'm
Yeah,
going to donate a bunch of books to the school that, two schools, Paul Alper's school and a school that Adam Davenport knows about. And I'm going to donate a bunch of books to those schools.
Yeah, Marvel's pretty good. If they solicit it, I've never seen them go back on a solicitation.
Okay. I may donate Planet Hulk too. You get the omnibus of that.
DC Comics, it seems like every year they like solicit one or two books and they never come out.
Let's see. There was the Swamp Thing omnibus.
Motherfuckers.
Oh yeah.
The Aquaman omnibus that's happened twice. There was the Batman Robin Deluxe Edition omnibus type thing. That's all of Batman and Robin in oversized hardcover. So many times have they done this with paperbacks. They did it with Suicide Squad. They released the first volume and then they canceled second volume, and it took until just like 2 years ago for them to finally do that. And then of course they've done so many times where they start trade paperback runs and then like just International, Martian Manhunter, Spectre.
Oh, you know what? I do remember one actually. There was an Ultimate Collection of Peter David's. Oh, what's it called? Shoot. That X book, X Factor, Volume 3. It never came out. It got canceled.
Did they actually solicit it? Because I don't remember.
I could have swore I thought they solicited it and it got canceled.
Huh.
That's one of the only actual lines that Marvel's ever done that they stopped. Outside of like Marvel has so many omnibus though that they haven't done follow-up books for like anything with Bendis's name on it.
Yeah,
but
that's
one of
right.
the few paperbacks that they stopped.
Maybe I should wait till I get the book in my hands to donate it.
I'm trying to think if they were to collect that in omnibus, how many books would that be? That'd be like a good 5 books.
X Factor?
Yeah, it ran a long time, didn't it?
Yeah, it's like
Peter David's run.
yeah, it's
His
21 volumes.
The 21 volumes, I would say 3 or 4 books.
3 would be pushing it. 4 would probably be a comfortable size.
4 would be at each volume being around 800 pages. So you could definitely do 3 volumes if you wanted. If you're feeling like A, making them really thick, and B, making their less actual volume so there's less of a chance that they cancel in between. But I'm also not counting all new X Factor. So you throw that in there, then it'd probably have to be 4.
Do we want to do question and answer now, or are we still going to go off on a tangent about Karen Berger?
I've said a lot about burgers, and I really wanted a burger today for dinner.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
There's a place down the street from the branch I'm working at called Sandy's Burgers, and it's right next door to a Whataburger.
Oh,
And Sandy's Burgers are half the price of Whataburger, but they taste exactly the same, right?
What?
Sandy's.
Oh yeah.
They taste just like Whataburger.
Like half-
chewy.
Half the price. And I'm pretty fucking sure that Sandy's takes the burgers from Whataburger at night, done, and they take the old burgers and they just re-cook them and sell them the next day, and they're just as good, but they're half the price. Because they're the same size and everything. Whataburger is like those big flat burgers, just like Texas, big and flat. And not enough.
When I come to San Antonio, Beto Rios and Raleigh Smith and I are going to hit Whataburger. We're going to get breakfast tacos first, but then we're going to hit Whataburger for lunch.
Oh, Whataburger's so good.
I can't wait. I've never had it.
burger.
No, you're not getting breakfast tacos from Whataburger, are you?
Not that I know of. No, we're going to Whataburger for lunch.
Oh, okay.
He's just gonna jump up there and get it. See, look, he's gonna jump up there. Chewy's trying to eat my food.
Nice butt shot of him.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we can. Hey, see, I told you. He jumped up there. Yeah, whenever you come into Austin, because breakfast tacos are completely different in San Antonio. We can go get the better breakfast tacos.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm going to be there 9th, 10th, and 11th, and 12th. But the 10th and 11th are the full days.
I took off those 2 full days.
Nice. Awesome.
I got that approved. I got my paid time off. So I'll get paid while we're hanging.
Nice. You get paid to hang with me?
Yeah,
That is the best.
You get personal hours?
I do.
Oh, good.
I just hit my 1-year anniversary, so I got loaded up with 17 days.
Real
Of,
done.
what?
Real done.
We're just shooting the shit now, honestly. Yeah, Megan's asking if we're done yet because we're just talking about whatever.
Yeah. This is the whatever segment.
Yeah, I got 17 days of personal time off, paid time off, so using that for the next year. I know we've got probably 2 vacations lined up, and then the rest is just random stuff that I can do. Like I took an extra day off so I could have a 3-day weekend.
Nice. I have a week off now.
Nice.
Spring break. I need it.
Any
Perks of
questions
being-
that anybody wants us to answer?
Well, Eddie the Albatross wants for us to do some food reviews.
You gonna take
Food reviews.
Yes, I did actually tell Jess about Gordo's. I believe I told you about Gordo's, the gourmet donut joint.
Yes. Yeah.
I mentioned, because I know I mentioned Whataburger, but now you will have had Whataburger, so we don't have to worry about it. There's Gordo's for donuts. There's we could hit Torchy's Tacos.
Is that for breakfast tacos?
That's gonna be for lunch tacos or dinner.
Lunch tacos. Okay.
We can hit the Juan in a Million. That is breakfast tacos.
And what about that gas station that serves the good food?
What was that?
The gas station that serves the good food?
Rudy's. We could. I mean, if you want to do Rudy's, it's not the best barbecue though. Like it's good for gas station food.
Oh, all right. If it's not the best, I'll leave it to you guys to tell me where the best barbecue is.
Black's. I like Black's barbecue, but we're gonna go try out La Barbecue maybe tomorrow night, so we can say something about that.
Okay. Yeah, I read when I read about La Barbecue in the Austin article.
And then the days you're coming, it's a Monday and a Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
I think that the discount comic shop is closed on. It's either Sunday, Monday, or Monday, Tuesday. So hopefully it's not Monday, Tuesday.
Oh, that'll blow if it's closed Monday, Tuesday.
And then if it's open on, I mean, if it's open on Wednesday, you could stop by before you shove out, but I wouldn't be able to go.
No, I think I have to leave early morning Wednesday to get back to San Antonio.
Bullshit. We got Mr. Glasso asking about since we have the Punisher reprint, and mind you, we also have a Thor by Simonson reprint.
Yeah.
How likely do we think Uncanny X-Force, Hickman, Fantastic Four, and other big whale reprints? How likely do we think those are to come out?
I think you can never tell. But you can never tell. Fantastic Four. I don't know. I don't know about
The best way to guess is always on what's coming out,
movie wise.
specifically movies and television shows. So I think that if any of those are going to get a reprint, the most likely one is going to be Uncanny X-Force because of the X-Force movie that's coming out, or Deadpool 2, which is basically going to feature some of the X-Force characters. So if any of those, I think that would be it. That would be it. I don't know about Fantastic Four because there's not much going to be happening for Fantastic Four. What are some of the other big whales? Annihilation.
Yeah, I wonder about that since Conquest didn't do well and they had to blow it out. I wonder if they'd reprint Annihilation.
I don't know.
I keep saying Ultimate Collections is your best bet. That's my thought on it. What else? I got Annihilation. Silver Surfer Omnibus. I'd like to see that. That'll never happen.
They'll re-release Uncanny X-Force, but they'll retitle it as Deadpool's X-Force Omnibus.
That's your prediction?
No, that's my tongue-in-cheek way of talking shit about the title they gave to X-Force Volume 2.
God, I want a Silver Surfer Omnibus.
Here's my Silver Surfer Pop.
Oh, I want it.
I've got nothing Silver Surfer.
Oh, and here's my Silver Surfer Omnibus.
Bastard.
It's not the cool cover, though.
It doesn't matter. You have it, and I want it.
You can smell Chewie's butthole.
Will I get a Silver Surfer Omnibus out of it?
He has a price.
Oh, I'm a cheap whore. Don't get that twisted. I will do very little for money. I mean, a lot for a little bit of money.
I prefer not to talk about dogs' buttholes. That's just something weird about me.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I could see, man. I could see a hardcover collection for Slot's Silver Surfer stuff.
That would be cool.
An omnibus, I don't know, but his as a hardcover, I could see it.
I would dig it. I would get it. I've enjoyed it.
I've read a little bit of it, and I've enjoyed what I've read. It's kind of like Doctor Who.
Yeah, it's very different as far as like Silver Surfer stuff goes, but I've enjoyed it for sure. I
It's fun.
think it would be dope to have, and just to have it for Allred's artwork would be nice.
Oh, I love that guy's work.
Yeah.
But I think that it is time to wrap it up. That's what my wife is motioning in the background.
The HB, I see.
Head bitch in charge.
Oh, he's gonna catch a bottle in a minute.
And BAB, boss ass bitch. She's shaking her head. She's saying, "Yep, yep." I described Emma Frost as HBIC, and I said I can say that because my wife says it.
I don't know if I would describe her as an HBIC though.
Well, you don't read the comics. You've only seen X-Men First Class, where she kind of was just there. Kind of-
One last thing I actually kind of wanted to bring up. Who here is up to date with Legion? Anybody? Because I'm behind.
I'm behind too. I love the first episode.
Yeah, that's what I've seen, the pilot.
I've seen everything that's on Hulu, so I think I'm one episode behind right now.
Yeah, because Tyler keeps saying he keeps messaging me like, dude, you got to watch Legion and Riverdale. I'm like, I got to find time. So I'm gonna finish the last episode of Preacher. God, I have to slog through that. And then I'm gonna sit down and watch the rest of Legion and Riverdale.
Riverdale's all on the CW website and app, so I've been watching it on the app whenever I have free time.
That's what
how
I'll do instead of watching movies. I'll catch up on Legion.
No, you got homework. God, I've been trying to get you to watch these
Next
movies.
week, this is still not going to have watched any of those movies. And he probably still won't have watched Legion or Riverdale.
I haven't seen Riverdale. I heard Veronica is hot, though. I would love to see it.
I thought you had watched it, but I remember it's just in the chat whenever like they start talking about the girls on there, and they're like, "Oh my God, they're all hot," and I'm like, "They all look like they're too young to me."
Too young to you. You're a youngster. I'm the one that's the. I must be the dirty old man.
They look young to me. They all look young, and I guess that's good because they're supposed to be in high school. So I just look at, like, these girls are so little.
You got eyes for one woman and one woman.
I'm just gonna show up at your house and just like pop up at your window and go, "Have you seen it? Have you seen it yet? Have you seen the movies?" I'm gonna be in the shower and I'm just gonna pop out of the toilet. Have you seen it?
I am starting Saturday and I'm watching those goddamn movies. I am totally doing it. I am going to do it and I am going to enjoy it.
I'm really curious what you think about them, and let me know. Send me a message and let me know.
I will. I absolutely will. I'm committing myself.
Or just surprise me on the news show on Sunday. That way I get like, if you fucking hate it, just let me know. Like, you'll never take a movie recommendation from me again.
We'll have some real news for the news show.
That's why we're hardcover reviews and not movie reviews.
Oh no, I'm terrible at movie reviews. Like, I'll admit it. I'm horrible at reviewing movies, so that's why I don't cover them.
Okay, I'm definitely doing it.
Well, I guess we are done here now. Another fantastic episode. This time, barely staying on topic.
This is fun. Everybody has homework. Go watch Demolition Man.
Oh yeah. Hey, Ryan, can we go to the Mondo Gallery?
That would be my first time going, so we'll have to check it out.
Okay.
I've never been out there. I need to find out where it is. But
I actually kind of want to live stream watching Demolition Man with Jess. I think that would be actually kind of fun.
Live stream it.
Live stream watching a movie with Jess. I think it'd be kind of fun.
We're doing it live.
Doing it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing.
All right, guys. I guess this is goodbye until next week. Hopefully next week we can stay on topic.
I think this was our most fun episode ever.
This was fun. Yeah.
We should just have an episode where we just don't have a topic.
Yeah, no topic at all. That'd be great.
We just bullshit.
Yeah. Answer questions and no homework.
Well, maybe if you do your freaking homework.
I did do my homework.
Movie homework I gotta do.
Yeah, so I've got West Side Story.
Yes, you do.
I have to watch West Side Story. Okay.
Yeah.
Which my girl would love that. She's been trying to get me to watch that for months.
Oh my God. I've
And
seen
you
it
have to watch-
75 times.
Well, don't tell her that you're only watching it because Jess told you to. Tell her that you're watching it because she wants you to.
No. I'm not telling her that. Are you crazy? I don't want to die.
What? You're only watching it because I told you to?
Yeah, I'm not doing that. No. I like my relationship.
I'll have to watch Demolition Man then, because that's the one that I guess I haven't seen Frailty either.
You really should watch Frailty. It's really good. I think you'd dig it. It's with Matthew McConaughey.
I do like Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
He does say all right.
Yeah.
Mhm. He was also in Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Catch him around 10.
the third one, I think.
All right. This is it. We're going. We're cutting it now before we get into another topic. So that's the end of tonight. Thank you so much for trudging through this episode of Without a Topic. We were supposed to be talking about women in comics. I just went on about how great Karen Berger is, and yeah.
And how great the Nintendo Switch is that I don't own.
Yeah, we talked about Zelda for a while. So you guys, you can let them know where they can find you.
Go ahead, Jess.
You can find me on the Riley's Facebook page, the Omnibus Collectors, Comic Swap, and Community. Did I say it right? Comic Swap
Don't
and
forget
Community.
about Crypto's Den.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Big shout out to Tyler Chu for creating Crypto's Den, which is a super secret subgroup of the Omnibus Collectors Comic Swap and Community, where we talk about statues, colored vinyl, pops, toys, toy figures. Tyler Blunt is in there regularly posting about the X-Men figures that he has and I don't from Target, which is a pisser. God damn it. I hate that it's a Target exclusive, those new X-Men figures, because I haven't found a single one. But yeah, Crypto's Den, thank you for reminding me. That's a great place, available to all members of the, only to the members of the Facebook page.
All right, and then Luis, where can they find you at?
You can find me on YouTube, Hardcover Reviews. Just type it in and that'll be the first thing that comes up. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/hardcover reviews, twitter.com/hardcover review. And if you want to support this content that I do on my channel, you enjoy it, and you enjoy the witty banter of me and Jess, we do a weekly news show along with other great content on my Patreon. For as little as $5 a month, you get that show weekly. It's been a blast so far, and maybe this week we will finally get some movie reviews out of Jess. So that'll be fun on Sunday. But check that out, guys. I have literally at this point hours and hours of content up on Patreon for a really, really cheap price. I mean, you could jump in for $1 and see if you like the new show, and then I've had people say, dude, I like the new show a lot. I want to get it every week. So they jump up to $5. So check that out.
Nice.
And you can find me here
At
and other
home.
places. And I heard a Zelda sound effect in the background.
I did too.
Oh, because my girl's playing Breath of the Wild.
Fantastic.
You can find me.
Cosmetic Queen.
But that's it. Yep, you can find me here. You can find me on the Facebook page, whatever you want to do. And if you want to support me, I have a Patreon that I don't know the link to, so whatever.
The good news, guys, we're getting Game of Thrones this year, July 16th. That's the official release date. They just announced it. Hooray!
We'll probably be in Mexico.
Yeah, we might be in Mexico at that time.
Ah, Senor Game of Thrones.
Juegos de Tronos.
Juegos de Tronos.
All right. Well, everyone, it's been a pleasure. You'll have a fantastic night. Thank you again for watching, everyone.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Bye.